pass across the formation is picked off, and Aiden O'Connell's going to flush it.
Nobody knows where it is. Now it's centered. Muir with a shot. Score!
Now down low to Lana McCarthy. Little spin move.
DeLeo of Bedford. She centers. Shot and score.
Aiden O'Connell puts the exclamation point on the game.
Connor down low. Trying to get it. Oh! Devin Mansfield! Devin Mansfield from right on goal!
Welcome to the Bedford High Gym, where tonight the Bedford Bulldogs will host the Exeter Bluehawks in a Division I girls basketball game. My name is Lauren Fox, and alongside Bill Carter, we will bring you all the action live from the Bedford High Gym. And Bill, as we head into this one, well, the Bulldogs come in 6-0, and nobody has been within shouting distance of them to this point in the season. Exeter comes in 2-4. They're in hostile territory against the against the Bulldogs. A game that was supposed to be played a couple nights ago was moved due to inclement weather. And so, on paper, this one looks like it would be another blowout for Bedford, which is one of only 3 teams in Division I that remains undefeated.
Exactly. And the one thing that we'll see that's different, Exeter has played Pinkerton and Londonderry this season. We will not see those 2 undefeated teams not until at least a couple weeks from now. So, yes, you talk about disparity.
Go ahead.
63-18. The scoring discrepancy this year.
Crazy. So the Bulldogs come in hotter than hot. Exeter comes in 2-4, and Harry Kozlowski had the chance to catch up with Coach Kevin Gibbs earlier. We'll let Harry take it away with the always informational Coach Gibbs.
We're talking with Coach Kevin Gibbs of the Bedford girls basketball team, undefeated at 6-0. You're having a solid season so far. You haven't given up more than 28 points in a game. Your margin of victory is averaging around 40 points. But you did take part in that Londonderry holiday tournament where you played top schools from Massachusetts and Rhode Island. How did your team respond against that increased level of talent?
Well, I thought we did well in the holiday tournament. The whole purpose was to bring in some teams that would give us some solid competition and prepare us for the better teams that we'd be seeing in New Hampshire. And I think we achieved that goal. We continued to see some zone, which is a little bit frustrating because it tends to slow the pace of the game down, and we like to keep the pace at a high level. But both Rhode Island teams, gave us a lot of things that we were able to work on. And then, of course, the final game of the week against Bishop Feion was a good battle, a good test for us. They're a similar team to us. They don't have quite the same size, but they have a very high IQ basketball team. And although we did go up, I believe it was 14, they went on a really good run that challenged us and forced us to kind of dig in and define a little bit more of who we are. And it was close right to the end until Lila Stein made a couple of really nice steals and breakaway baskets to give us the final margin. But I think overall that was good for us in teaching us what we needed to do in order to compete against a high-level team.
Yeah, you mentioned Lila Stein, and, your teams have always had strong guard play, and this year you're seeing emergence of players like Lila Stein, Annie Zink, Grace Wolf. What's the secret to maintaining that pipeline of guard talent for your program?
Well, there's no real secret recipe to it. The individuals that you named are all people who work really, really hard on their game. Many of them have played, for a long time. They play both for Bedford and for some pretty high-level travel programs in the off-season that challenge them. And we're very fortunate. What's even better is that at this point we have a lot of girls who are helping train the next generation, if you will. Many of the players in the varsity program work with the younger travel teams. They train some of these girls in the off-season. And it's not only a pay-it-forward type of scenario, but it helps prepare us for having strong players down the road.
Now, this will be Lana McCarthy and Devlin McDonald's final year at the program, and I'm sure both of your ladies want to finish their Bedford careers with a trophy. What kind of leadership in the locker room do they provide to help those younger players focus on the ultimate prize?
Great question. We talk all the time about goals, and obviously every team has that ultimate goal of being the last team standing. But in order to achieve that type of goal, you have to attain smaller goals along the way. And what the girls have done is created a series of in-game goals, if you will, that if they attain the majority of those, we will probably end up with a victory. They track them. They have charts in the team room. In addition to that, they talk about them all of the time. They remind each other about, what we're working towards. And one of the best things about our leadership is they do not focus on that bigger picture. They've learned over time that if you do all the little things right, things will turn out the way you want them to in the end. They also bring a great deal of experience. I mean, our senior class has seen it all. They've seen championships. They've seen heartache. Their freshman year was the very bizarre and truncated COVID year. If you remember, we played pod games, if you will. We didn't play a regular full Division I schedule. We played other teams home and home each week. Our AD, Corey Parker, was able to get us a couple of really good games against Portsmouth and Bishop Burton, which helped us because they were two of the four semifinalists that year, as they have been every year since we've been contending. And I think there's a maturity that helps all of the players see everything the way they should be seeing things.
Coach, good luck against Exeter tonight, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much, Harry. Take care.
That was Harry Kozlowski and Coach Kevin Gibbs of the Bedford Bulldogs. And Coach Gibbs, of course, Bill, doing a lot to shed some light on what we can expect to see. And this Bulldog team, of course, it is an abundance of riches. You talk about the seniors that he referenced, Devlin McDonald, as well as Lana McCarthy. To get freshmen coming in, Ella Allard, the younger sister of Kate Allard, Mel McCarthy, the younger sister of Lana, then to get the Muir sisters into the program as well. Like, teams would kill to have a recruiting class to look like that, let alone one that you just basically inherit.
This is not just a starting five. This is many layers coming at you. You can put second line, third line in, and you will not see a deficient part of this team.
It's almost like you think about college football at certain times where you might say, this guy was the quarterback at USC in the early 2000s behind Matt Leinart, and then Matt Castle goes on and plays in the NFL for more than 10 years after never taking a snap at quarterback. So things work interestingly for you when you have a roster that is as deep as the Bulldogs roster is. Go ahead.
And the key for this Bedford team is to shorten the court.
Yep.
Pressure-wise, and their defense makes their offense.
Absolutely, as is the key for a lot of teams. And so looking at this Exeter Blue Hawk team, they're starting five, Anna McGinnis, a 5'8" sophomore guard. Marley Masek, a 5'11" senior guard. Carrie Scherf, a 5'7" junior guard, or Carly Scherf, I should say, carrying my own handwriting. Ellie Kirkland, 5'5" senior guard, and Ari Pompeo, a 6-foot senior forward for the Bulldogs, or for the Blue Hawks, I should say. For the Bulldogs of Bedford, finally, Annie Zink, 5'6" sophomore guard. Lila Stein, a 5'7" junior guard. Sarah Muir, one of the Muir sisters that we referenced earlier, 5'6" sophomore guard. Kate Allard, the older Allard sister, 6'2" junior guard, which is absurd to look at on a roster, but indeed there we are. Great ball handler, excellent outside shooter. And then last but not least, Lana McCarthy, the 6'4" senior forward for the Bulldogs. So again, for Exeter, you're going up against a tough one. Their tallest player on their roster is 6 foot tall, and the Bulldogs will throw two of them out there. 6'2" Kate Allard and 6'4" Lana McCarthy will take the court tonight. We will stick around with you as we honor America with the playing of our nation's national anthem. Ready to rock and roll here at the Bedford High Gym. Our game tonight will be on WBNH. Is that correct, Bill Jennings? Indeed it is. And it will be broadcast over the internet as well as on BCTV. I don't know what you're signaling to me. Channel 8. BCTV Channel 8 is what it will be on. He's flashing me signs now. And then we will be on Exeter Blue Hawk Television as well. So HD 1072 for BCTV. We'll literally be everywhere. Do we have reads that need to get done tonight?
No reads tonight.
No reads. All right. It's just got a whole lot easier. Again, for the Bulldogs of Bedford, they're starting 5. Zink, Stein, Muir, Allard, and McCarthy. And for Exeter, it's McGinnis, Masek, Scherf, Kirkland, and Pompeo. Lana McCarthy heading out to the center circle to jump center against Anna McGinnis, a 5'8" sophomore guard. McCarthy, a slight height advantage.
Slight.
I'm trading in understatements here, Bill. McCarthy knocks the tip over to the far side to Annie Zink, to the near side to Allard. A jumper from the elbow, no good. And underneath, McCarthy gets the rebound. Again, secures another rebound, but has it stripped from her by Scherf, and back the other way goes Exeter. An unforced error. Ball passed out of bounds along the end line, and it will be Bedford ball back the other way.
You know, Coach Gibbs talks about those plateaus and where they need to be certain parts of the game. The team needs to follow those, and if they do, they will be successful here tonight.
Allard,
inside.
Bounce pass down low to McCarthy on the block. Shot missed. Right back the other way comes Carly Scherf, dribbling with the right hand. Now finds in the corner McGinnis. The shot, no good. Rebound picked up there by, looked like it was fought over by Masek as well as McCarthy.
Got a jump ball there.
And it will be a jump ball. Ball underneath will go to the Exeter Blue Hawks. Scoreless game, 7:21 left here in the first. I'd like to welcome everybody listening on 105.1, watching on 1072 or Channel 8. Great D, tenacious D there by Lila Stein. And the ball kicked over to the corner. Bounce pass over to the near side. A jumper taken, no good, off the back iron by Pompeo. McCarthy the rebound, that's her third. And back the other way come the Bulldogs. Stein had a chance at a jumper, passed it up. Now the ball down into the corner to Zink with the left hand into the paint. High off the glass, no good. Gets her own rebound. Back to the near side, Sarah Muir dribbles into the paint. Layup is up and in and good. Bulldogs on the board, lead it 2-0. And we'll keep track of Lana McCarthy's rebounds.
Oh, what a hit there.
That one, Sarah Muir took a big
another
hit, and
one.
Another one back the other way, but going down after she is contacted by Lana McCarthy is Masek. And that will mean a foul on McCarthy. We can hear the official clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
And McCarthy picks up foul number 1. Exeter trying to inbound, gets it off just before the 5-second call. McGinnis with it. Sophomore guard wearing pink shoes. Dribbles with the right hand, sends Muir sprawling with a crossover. Now ball over to the near side, a jumper and an air ball taken there by Ellie Kirkland, and the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Bedford Bulldog ball underneath.
A little loose playing here early in this game.
That is what we have seen. Exeter, navy blue with gray. Striping down the sides, white trim. Allard's left-handed shot from her left hip pocket is good. She's got a bucket, does Kate, and the Bulldogs lead at 4-0 at the 6-minute mark here in the first.
And Bedford picks up their man-to-man defense here.
That brings McCarthy out to the three-point line. Ball down low to McGinnis. Shot from Anna McGinnis, good. She gets Exeter on the board. Now 4-2 Bulldogs. 5:44 left here in the first quarter. Kate Allard gets it along the baseline, thought about a three, thought better of it, instead drives the base, gets the bucket, and the Bulldogs lead at 6-2. And right back the other way comes Exeter. Scherf dribbling into the front court. Exeter coach Kay Rogers coming with some subs. Lana McCarthy with a steal, going coast to coast, left hand no good, gets the rebound, now a reverse layup is good. Lana picks up a bucket. She's got 2 to go along with 4 rebounds early on. And Exeter still hanging tough. McGinnis with the ball in the paint. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Back the other way. Come the Bulldogs. Stein, little stutter step, now drives into the paint. Beautiful shot, Lila Stein, as she falls to the floor. The Bulldogs lead it 10-2. 4:50 remains here in the first. For our fans watching on TV, whether you're in Exeter or Bedford or wherever you might be, I suppose, the game is on radio in Bedford, which is why I'm telling you about everything that's happening. Pass broken up by Bedford. McCarthy playing point guard, dribbles down, jumper just inside the free throw line is good. Lana, Feathery J. She's got 4. The Bulldogs have a dozen, and the Blue Hawks have 2. And Kay Rogers calls a timeout and will reorganize. She had a couple subs waiting to go in, Rogers and Weed. And taking just a 20-second timeout, a quick one.
You see a 6'4" girl running down the court, gets to the free throw line and just pops it in. You can't let that happen. That'll be a long night if you allow that to happen all night.
It's tough, though. You got to pick your poison, right? Do you sag down low and try to potentially draw a charge or see what you can get down there, or do you let her have that sort of free throw distance J, which is a higher level of difficulty?
Mm-hmm. No, it's one of those things. You got two on Bedford over 6'2", you know,
and one of them can shoot from deep, which is not terribly fair. McGinnis dribbling in with those Pepto-Bismol pink shoes, dribbles at the right hand, now a crossover, guarded closely by Sarah Muir, the sophomore. And Lana McCarthy comes out with a little help D. It's off Lana's foot, out of bounds. Exeter ball. 4:09 remains here in quarter number 1. The Bulldogs on top 12-2. Now, have you watched the girls play at all this year?
I've been to every single game.
You have?
I followed them on the road, worked with Harry in the tournament. Definitely what you're seeing here is what they are known for, and there's Zink with another 3.
McGinnis's J missed long for Exeter. Coming back the other way was Stein. Her shot no good, and then Zink wound up converting it and got the bucket. So Annie's on the board too. All 5 Bedford starters with at least 2 as the Bulldogs lead 14-2.
And just to let you know, if you like what you heard tonight, next Friday night we'll have a double broadcast, as the girls will be at 6:30 and the boys at 8 o'clock here right at Bedford a week from Friday night.
So which games am I doing Friday? I'll do both.
All right.
Put me in, Coach. I'm ready to play.
Well, taking a look at your phone.
I mean, what else do I have to do? It's Friday night.
That's right.
Realistically, yeah, sweeping the floors, I don't know. That's probably about it. Yeah. Bulldogs on top 14-2. 3:44 remains here in the first quarter. And we have those Charlie's team soccer days that we could easily do 4 back-to-back, like Tom Amansky's AAU baseball teams. You know, you never know. We can do it. Grace Weed looking to inbound, looking for a friendly face. Can't find one. Now finds McGinnis. Dribbles base. McGinnis trying to kick it out. Does. Nothing doing. Ball mishandled down low by McGinnis after she gets it back. And then Annie Zink gets her hand in the cookie jar and knocks the ball away. And Exeter bringing on a couple bodies. Pompeo in for Masek. And Mellick in. McGinnis out. The size coming back in for Exeter. In Pompeo, she's the 6-foot senior forward. Ball stolen there. Sarah Muir, she's now on the fast break. Looks to Zink coming down the left side. Zink can't convert, but
Stein on the backside.
Stein on the backside with the foul. That's Lila's first. The Bulldogs have 3. The Blue Hawks none. Now that I finally understand how the free throw rule works, that helps.
Well, we did do that synopsis during the
at the
halftime, and you missed that. Yes, the new fouls this year is you get 5 per quarter, no more 1-on-1. It's the old, it's actually college women's rule, and they New Hampshire win it, and most states win it because it speeds up the game. You're not slowing down.
Muir with a steal to Zink, now to Allard, now back to Muir, dribbles into the paint, kicks to Allard, far side elbow, no good. And McDonald fights for the rebound, can't come up with it. It's off her. It'll be Blue Hawk ball, and Coach K. Rogers not making our job easy with subs in and out. Mary Claire Larkin now in for the Blue Hawks, trying to find the right combination against the Bedford Bulldogs, who lead 14-2 at the 3-minute mark of the first. Dribbling with the left, Weed. Now a jumper from the far side. Rogers, no good. Zink with it. Energizer Bunny dribbling across half court to Muir. Back to Zink, nothing doing. Allard picks it up in the paint after it's loose. Jumper far side, Muir, no good. Fighting for the ball was Megan Muir, the senior. Couldn't come up with it. And now Mary Claire Larkin loses the ball for Exeter, and it'll be a jump ball.
And I believe
to
it'll be
our
Bedford
right,
ball.
and
Yes.
it will be Bedford ball. Bedford had the arrow. If you are listening to the game on the radio, Bedford is going right to left on your radio dial. Why you'd be sitting in the car, I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know. I think my wife is in the car currently, so there's that. But streaming online too, but you wouldn't have a radio dial at that point. So Muir misses the layup, guarded closely there by Exeter. Now fighting for the ball is Zink. And it will be Exeter ball on that tie-up. Bulldogs on top, 14-2, 2:10 remaining here in the first. Mellick going after it with Zink. And it's funny because obviously we watched a lot of soccer this fall, and you get used to watching Annie Zink not stop, really, at any point in time. And she's pretty much the same. If you're watching any soccer and you're watching basketball, same person, different sport, but an insurmountable amount of energy. It is insane. Yes, she's like a road runner. Energizer Bunny.
I think sometimes that plays into a downside. If she slows down just a little bit, she might be able to control that shot that she has.
She tends to play pretty well in control, but I do see your point. McGinnis, the rebound for Exeter. Bulldogs on top 14-2, 1:44 left here in the first, and
Nice.
ball knocked out of bounds there by Sarah Muir. She has shown me, we haven't seen the Muir sisters in a minute because they were up at Concord Christian helping them win state championships, but what I've seen from Megan and Sarah so far is tenacious defense, and particularly Sarah. Impressive for a sophomore, just hopping in and, wow, really controlling the game on the defensive end. And you know it's a big game when Cindy Levine shows up to take pictures too. That's all I got to say about that.
There you go.
Yep. That one looked like we might have had a moving screen.
Yeah,
and
we
Grace
definitely,
Weed
yeah.
called for the moving screen.
Saw a couple of those so far for Exeter. This one got called.
Weed did not like the call. Bill Carter liked the call. Weed comes out of the game, and Ellie Kirkland, the senior guard, in for the Blue Hawks, who trail Bedford 14-2. Minute and 20 left here in the first. Zink, crossover dribble, down low. McDonald, shot missed. Fighting for the rebound is McDonald. Can't corral that. It'll be Exeter ball underneath.
As we talk about Bedford basketball, in control, you see perfectly run machine. When they get out of that comfort zone, you can see that the shots are not there. This could be easily
Yes.
bigger numbers.
More to two.
We're not-
McCarthy in and Allard out for the Bulldogs, by the way. McGinnis dribbling, a jumper from 3 on the near side, no good. Zink the rebound, back the other way, and finds Grace Wolf, who kicks it back to the senior Megan Muir. Now down low, McCarthy with it, uses her left hand, beautiful and feathery, didn't get it to fall, gets 2 rebounds, now to McDonald, and then Zink ball fakes up, holds on to it, will draw it back out, slow things down just a little bit. I think she was listening to you, Coach. Now to McDonald, down on the baseline, rattles around for Devlin, and she knocks it down. Bulldogs lead at 16-2, 27 seconds left here in the fourth, or check that in the first, my apologies. Wow, it's been one of those afternoons, Bill, let's just say that.
Move the game right along real quick here. Fourth quarter.
Yep. Oh, here we
There
go. Jumper far side off the top of the backboard from Exeter. Nothing doing. McDonald the rebound to Wolf. Now to McCarthy. does the ballet against the far side line to hold the ball in, but then turns the ball over, and a desperation shot heaved up by Anna McGinnis is no good. And after the first 8 minutes, the Bulldogs lead at 16-2, but Bill, as you mentioned, could have been much more.
Exactly.
For Bedford leading the way, Lana McCarthy, Kate Allard, each with 4, and then 2 apiece for the Bulldogs for each of Zink, Stein, Muir, and McDonald. And then on the flip side, for Exeter, they're scoring Anna McGinnis. She had a pair. So what have you seen? If you've watched every game, and they played 6 within the confines of the regular season, and I think 4 in that tournament.
3 in the tournament,
You are a super fan number 1, having watched 9 games. What's been your takeaway so far?
Well, what they're doing right now is they're playing more back defense. They're not playing that stifling half-court defense that they've put into place. I think what they're going to do at least in the second quarter, is start to pick that up. I mean, Exeter has not shown that they can break any of the pass or even get close enough to the basket to even put that ball in the twine. So it's going to be interesting. I think this is going to be a good situation that as the second half comes in, that some of these players that don't play on a regular basis are going to get a little bit more time to play, because the big games are coming. Goffstown, Londonderry, and Pinkerton are coming up, and they need to have the full bench ready to go for those games.
And the way that it does typically work for this team is you have the players that don't get a whole lot of playing time but in this case, a turnover, and back the other way comes Exeter. And with the left-hand layup is Lexi Rogers converting 2. And now we'll go to the free throw line for the and 1. Basket is good, and the foul, I did not see on whom that was assessed. They said number 1, but there's one problem. There's not one of those out there for the Bulldogs.
Number
they have
3.
adjusted that and said it is now Annie Zink, the hoop and the harm, but the foul shot no good. Back the other way come the Bulldogs. Megan Muir to Annie Zink. Zink crossover dribble, looks far side. Devlin McDonald for 3 from the far corner. It's no good, and picks up the rebound, and Devlin converts that. She's got 4. The Bulldogs lead it 18-4. Her first shot looked good. McGinnis takes a 3, deep one, no good. Lana the rebound, number 7. Bulldogs back the other way. Megan Muir, Annie Zink, now down to the corner to Grace Wolf. Looks down low. Annie Zink can't handle the pass in from Megan. And the ball coming back the other way from Exeter. Low percentage pass thrown to Carly Scherf and knocked out of bounds there by Grace Wolf. And Weed to inbound it for Exeter. Trails the Bulldogs 18-4.
Zink out, Stein in.
And the rotation continuing. Mel McCarthy waiting in the wings to pop into the game as well. Pompeo now with it at the elbow, kicks it to McGinnis, far side. Crossover dribble, guarded closely by Stein. Jumper from the free throw line, no good. Pompeo the rebound in the paint. And she might have done the bunny hop in the pea patch a little bit. Took a little bit of time to materialize, and you wonder why she wound up with such a good look at the hoop. Well,
you get 2, but the third one will cost you.
The infrequently called travel.
Infrequent.
Yep. Ball kick far side. Devlin McDonald with it. Now looking down low. Mel McCarthy can't find her. Now back the other way. Scherf for Exeter. She got away with a travel there, but not called. And McGinnis will look for Weed. Weed gets it. A little jumper from just outside the free throw line. No good. Picked up there. McGinnis dribbles back into the forest and can't get her shot to fall. And back the other way come the Bedford Bulldogs, leading at 18-4. 6 minutes left here in the first half of basketball. Ball kicked far side. McDonald now down low to Mel McCarthy, who stepped over the end line, out of bounds, and it will be Exeter ball underneath.
Pretty fast-moving first half here.
It has been a rather fast-moving first half. Bedford leading it 18-4. 5:45 left here in the first half. Far side to Weed. Weed now dribbling, almost loses the ball. Very deep 3 taken there by Scherf, no good. Mel McCarthy fighting for the rebound and contested with Pompeo. And they say that McCarthy fouled her on the floor. That is Mel's first. Didn't see that one, was paying a little bit closer attention to.
I think they were both going for the ball there. I think that would have been more of a jump ball situation.
Deep three taken and missed by Lexi Rogers. Rebound, Megan Muir thinking about taking it coast to coast, chucks it up.
She gets hit.
Can't get the shot to fall.
She should have been going to the line there.
Not called. Her team leading 18-4. McGinnis's three, no good. Mel McCarthy the rebound. And now back the other way comes Bedford. Wolf quickly into the front court. Gets it up top, Stein. Stein left hand into the paint to Mel McCarthy down low, and Mel makes a bucket. And the Bulldogs lead it 20-4. 4:50 left here in the first half. Ball back near side. Weed to Pompeo just outside the free throw line. Now back to Weed. The young guard looks down low to Pompeo. Left hand shot, no good. And rebound lost by Bedford. Pompeo comes up with it. And it will be
Bedford ball.
A Bedford ball, a foul called on,
I believe,
Ari Pompeo.
Pompeo. That
is her first. And in fact, that is only the second foul at this point called on the Blue Hawks. Bedford leading 20-4, 4:31 left here in our first half. Unforced error there. Stein looking for Muir on the near side, unguarded, just a little bit high and out of her reach.
I think those are the kind of plays that the coach will be seeing and want to talk about at halftime.
Coach Gibbs, never. no, never.
Uncontested, you throw it out of bounds.
Yep.
Like that.
And that just happened there too. McGinnis looking for Weed and chucked it out of bounds, trying to find the sophomore. And the Bulldogs will have it again, leading 20-4.
Got a travel. Yep.
And a travel called there on Megan Muir, the senior. Exeter was playing off of her and then all of a sudden pushed up on her and she sort of glitched, I guess would be the best way to put it.
She saw the defender and took an extra step.
Point guard Weed dribbling to the far side, crossover dribble. Tried to find some room, couldn't. Shot taken and made after the bounce pass from Weed by Marley Masek is good. Foul called, and she'll have a chance to convert the and one. The foul called there on Megan Muir.
Get to put some numbers next to a different name than number 11.
Yes. Free throw, no good. McCarthy, the other one, Mel, the younger one, getting the rebound.
The other McCarthy.
The other, I have to be careful, the younger one. Don't want to saddle anybody with the title of other sister. Stein with it, looking down low to Mel. Now to Kate Allard with the left hand, can't get it to fall. Kate fighting for the ball, looks for Mel McCarthy in traffic and is able to find Mel, who's now got 4, and the Bulldogs lead 22-6 with 3:35 left here in the first half. Bulldogs about to send a couple in. Sarah Muir, Lana McCarthy waiting to pop back into the game. Deep three missed there by Exeter, and after the rebound taken, Exeter winds up losing the ball. A scuffle for the loose ball by Exeter. And finally, after all of that, we're going to have a foul call on the floor. Is that accurate?
That's what he's calling. I don't know if it's accurate, but that is what he is calling.
I was going by the signal. I didn't mean that I necessarily agreed with it. The foul called there on Mel McCarthy, her second. And just like that, Sarah Muir in for Megan Muir and Lana McCarthy in for Grace Wolf.
There was a lot of loose ball rolling around there, and I think it could have gone either way with that on the floor.
You know, eventually that sequence was going to wind up with a travel or a foul. One or the other. McGinnis for Exeter, dribbling, picks up her dribble. Lila Stein knocks the ball loose. Might have done McGinnis a favor there. McGinnis drives, rebound, shot missed, rebound McCarthy. Back the other way comes Bedford. And Kate Allard on the fast break gets a bucket. She's got 6. The Bulldogs lead 24-6 with 2:50 left here in the first half. Ball far side, deep 3 taken by Exeter, nothing doing. Rebound to Sarah Muir. Rebound, or check that, long fast break outlet pass to Kate Allard, who converts again on another fast break for Kate, who has 8. And now high off the glass is the shot from Kirkland. Rebound taken there by Exeter. They extend the possession, but a foul called on Lila Stein, and I believe that was in the act of shooting. So to the line to shoot 2 will be Jessica Mellick. Exeter has had 2 opportunities at the stripe tonight. Hadn't converted either, but just converted that one, the 5'11" sophomore guard Mellick. Bedford on top here, 26-7, 2:27 remains here in our first half of play. And the second one from Mellick, also good. So 26-8, Exeter subbing yet again. This time subbing for the free throw shooter after the second made one. Exeter really turning up the tempo on D. Ball near side, now kicked down to the corner to Kate Allard, no good. And back the other way come the Blue Hawks. Dribbling, chucking up a shot is Exeter. Bella Landis fights for the rebound, and now she's by herself and getting mugged. And back the other way comes Bedford. A pass beauty from Sarah Muir to McCarthy is good. Lana gets a bucket. She's got half a dozen. The Bulldogs lead at 28-8. Pass back near side. Scherf dribbling with it. Looking for any sort of an option. Landy's playing very tough D on her, freshman is. And now Bedford switches on the screen. Landy's covers her offensive player to the baseline. Bedford winds up getting the turnover, I should say, and was trying to control that offensive possession, but couldn't find a way to do so. And as a result, ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Blue Hawk ball. 1:24 left here in the first half. Bulldogs on top, 28-8. Weed dribbling into the front court. Kicks it back to Rogers. Rogers, deep 3, no good, off the glass. Rebound taken there by Rogers, who shot it. She picks up another one, and somehow Exeter picks up another rebound. Scherf this time. She winds up getting the ball back. And outside the three-point line is Carly Scherf. Dribbling back to the corner to Pompeo, far corner. Now back to Weed. Ball broken up there by Muir. And Zink had the ball, lost it on the dribble. And Bedford winds up turning the ball over again. So a sloppy first half in general. Deep pass from Exeter, stolen there by Zink, who gets it to Sarah Muir. And Muir dribbling, trying to back her defender down, and knocks Weed over, who commits the foul. It is the second one on Grace Weed. It'll be Bedford ball underneath. 35.6 seconds remain here in the second period. Zink to inbound, finds McCarthy down low, makes the basket, and is fouled, and will go to the line with an opportunity to make the 1-and-1. Bedford on top, 30-8. 34.7 seconds left here in the first half. Free throw from Lana, no good. And the ball knocked out of bounds. They will say Kate Allard is the one who knocked it out. And it'll be Exeter ball. Just over half a minute left here in our first half. Scherf quickly into the front court for Exeter. Looks down low, couldn't find anything. Landy's doing a great job on D, great position. And now Zink will dribble into the front court. Bedford with about 16 seconds left. We'll see if they go for the last shot. The answer is no. Sarah Muir with a jumper makes it 32-8 Bulldogs. And now Exeter will try to get a little bit of momentum going into halftime, but not a whole lot going on. And the half will end with the ball being knocked away by the young freshman Landys. And it'll end with a score of 32-8. For Bedford, we had leading the way Kate Allard and Lana McCarthy with 8 apiece. Mel McCarthy, Devlin McDonald, Sarah Muir with 4 apiece, and Lila Stein and Annie Zink with a pair apiece. And on the other side for Exeter, their 8 came from Lexi Rogers, 2, Anna McGinnis, 2, Jessica Mellick, a pair of free throws, and Marley Masek with 2 as well. And that gets us to where we are through our first 16 minutes of play. It's Bedford 32, Exeter 8. Bill, any thoughts before we...
No, I think what you've seen here is when Bedford's in control, is a nice, firm, smooth transition. But when they start trying to play outside, you're seeing a lot of misplay, a lot of errant play, and something to be worked on in the second half.
Would your thought be coaching them to sort of slow down the pace of play a bit?
Yeah, you're up by 24. Let's focus on the basics to get yourself ready to go for further in the season. You're going to need, you can't do the play like this when you're going to go up against Goffstown or Pinkerton or Londonderry. So you need to slow down, focus, run the plays, and everything will be fine.
Welcome back to the Bedford High Gym. Lauren Fox alongside Bill Carter, Harry Kozlowski, Bill Jennings, Andrew Fenn over here with the cameraman.
I see you're back from your raisin and Oreo break.
Yes, I am eating raisins and Oreos. The Bedford Bulldogs lead it here 32-8 as we go to half number 2 against the Exeter Bluehawks, welcoming our fans listening on WBNH as Annie Zink steals the ball, finds a streaming Sarah Muir, now back to the near side to Allard, down low to Muir, nothing doing. Rebound picked up there after the loose ball knocked away by Muir. McCarthy had a shot at it, but couldn't hang on. And after a couple passes, Kate Allard finds McCarthy. That gives her 10 on the night so far. And now a deep 3 taken by Exeter. McCarthy, another rebound. To Muir, now to Lila Stein off
nice
the assist
play
from Allard.
Nice play
Beautiful
there.
bounce pass. Stein's got 4 and Allard's got 2 assists in the last 2 buckets.
I think Coach Gibb got their ear at the halftime.
Very calmly, serenely. 36-8 Bulldogs here, 7 minutes left in quarter number 3. And right back the other way come the Exeter Bluehawks. McGinnis near side. Scherf, shot no good. Rogers with the rebound. Trying to chuck up a shot, couldn't do it, and somehow winds up managing to chuck it off of Annie Zink. It'll be Exeter Bluehawk ball underneath.
Exeter is playing very good defense. You know,
yes.
It's just that you're not at that level of. There you go.
Little turnaround jumper taken by McGinnis is good. That'll give her 4, make it 36-10. Allard with a jumper along the baseline, no good. Might have gotten fouled, and the ball loose, picked up by Lila Stein. Shot missed by Stein. Allard the rebound, will drive, shot no good. And back the other way come the Exeter Bluehawks and Lila Stein.
With her third.
With her 3rd foul on the freshman guard Lexi Rogers heading down on the fast break. 36-10 Bulldogs, 6:16 remains here in the second, or in the 3rd quarter. Exeter inbounds, Weed with it, now looking down low, McGinnis. Turnaround jumper, shot partially blocked by Muir, that's Sarah Muir. And now back the other way.
Again.
Come the Bulldogs, a turnover committed by Lana McCarthy. And Annie Zink, great D there, finds Kate Allard out in open space. And Allard with a jump stop converts a bucket in the paint, now has 10.
Yep.
Would you have called a foul on that one?
Yes.
What we had for our radio listeners was Anna McGinnis crossover dribble, and she lost her footing a little bit And the foul called there, I believe, on Sarah Muir. But there was part of it was she fell. What was the part where the foul was?
It was with the leg.
Okay.
When you expand your
can't sweep
footprint
you
wider
can't sweep
than
the
your
leg.
That's right.
Yes, Karate Kid.
You're expected to keep your balance, but when you put your leg out, that is definitely an easy foul to be called by the official.
Fair enough. Bulldogs get another bucket.
Whoa.
And right back the other way, McGinnis with a 3. The Bulldog bucket came from Kate Allard off a pass from Sarah Muir, and McGinnis with a 3 from the far elbow.
And
now Kate Allard back the other way, a 3 is no good.
She's got 9 of the 12 of the 13 points.
And Lana McCarthy picks up another rebound, converts another bucket, and Lana's got 12 of her own. Exeter back with it the other way. Bedford on top, 42-13. Exeter spinning, finally gets it back over to the near side. And the ball stolen there by McCarthy. Bedford can't come up with it. Weed to Rogers. No good. McCarthy the rebound. That is by my unofficial count her 11th. And Bedford on the fast break. Annie Zink puts the exclamation point on it. She's got 4. The Bulldogs lead 44-13. 4.5 minutes remaining her in the third. And Coach Kay Rogers calls a 30-second timeout for the Blue Hawks. Her team is chasing 31 right now.
Again, as I said, they are the Blue Hawks are playing good defense. It's just that they can't match the height and the ability of what they're coming from Bedford here.
And truly, if in a game like this, you're trying to control the controllables, your attitude, how you react to anything that happens that you can't control, whether it's the officials, whether it's an opposing player. And Kay Rogers doing a very good job with her team of keeping everybody engaged in the game. They're going in, they're coming out, they're maintaining a good high level of energy. She is maintaining a very high level of energy as well. And regardless of the outcome, certainly an impressive and a learning experience for these Blue Hawks.
And Bedford can't slouch here. They
No.
have to continue, because if they start doing that, it might cause them to do it at a future game.
Exactly. Maintain that level of intensity. Weed dribbling near side.
Yep.
Back to Mellick. Mellick, the 5'11" sophomore guard. And she is guarded closely there by Zink and somehow gets the ball away to Larkin. Now to McGinnis off the curl. Outside the three-point line. Crossover dribble, no good. McCarthy the block, then the rebound. Fast break, outlet pass to Muir. And Sarah Muir converts. She's got half a dozen. And McCarthy has a dozen rebounds. The Bulldogs lead by 33, 46-13.
Yep. Definitely. You need to allow that offensive player a path.
So for those listening on the radio, McCarthy down low on the far baseline was tied up with Jessica Mellick, and Mellick did not have that clear path to the basket.
That's right.
McCarthy whistled for the foul, her second. And the Bulldogs, in spite of that, lead by 33. Now ball back near side. Scherf, deep 3, off the back iron, no good. Sarah Muir on the fast break now. Muir sends it back, and that time it is Ella Allard with a 3. And the Bulldogs lead 49-13.
First 3 of the game for Bedford there.
And the first points of the game for Ella, who just joined the party. And then a 3 taken by the sophomore Mellick is good, who now has 5. Bedford back the other way. And Allard to McCarthy is good. I should have said Allard to McCarthy is good. And I got to specify, it's Lana McCarthy. They're making this really confusing on us. We're going to have to call everybody by their first names. Lana picks up the rebound, her 13th. Back the other way is Bedford. Kate with a little jumper just outside the paint is good. And now Kate's got 14 for the Bulldogs, who lead 53-16. Little turnaround taken there by Exeter, nothing doing. Kate Allard gets the rebound, jumper just outside the free throw line, no good. Ella Allard picks it up. And now Sarah Muir controls it for the Bulldogs. Kate up top, finds Annie Zink on the curl just inside the elbow, who finds Lana McCarthy. Lana can't convert the shot. And Exeter back the other way. It's Weed with a deep three off the back iron. Fighting for the rebound. Ella Allard can't come up with it. Now Larkin winds up with the rebound, sends it back to McGinnis. And Exeter trying to shoot a three here. And Larkin can't get it to fall from the near side. And Bedford back the other way, leading 53-16, 1:50 remaining here in quarter number 3. In Bedford, an unforced error on a fast break. And now Mellick will get another bucket. And she has 5 in the quarter, 7 overall. And the score 53-18 Bulldogs, 1:35 left here in the third quarter. And a line change is coming for Exeter, but not before a three-pointer is converted. Who knocked that one down?
Muir, number 15.
Sarah Muir knocking down the big bucket. She's got 9. And now back the other way, Exeter. Mellick with the shot, no good. And McCarthy picked up the rebound, and the Bulldogs call a timeout. By my count, Lana's got 14 now. No doubt I've missed probably 3 or 4 of them.
No, you got 14.
You have it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. You're tracking that too. Look at this. Jack of all trades here,
Yeah.
Bill Carter. For the Bulldogs, 56-18 their lead right now. Exeter has turned it on though here in quarter number 3. Bedford led 36-8 at halftime. And Exeter, well, it doesn't sound like a ton, has only been outscored 20-10 here in the third. 5 apiece in the third for the Blue Hawks from McGinnis and Mellick. And now Bedford will come back the other way. Senior Megan Muir comes across the half-court stripe. Down low to Mel McCarthy. Shot no good from Mel, and in an effort to corral the rebound, goes off of her shin. And it'll be Exeter ball. Bill Jennings brings enough snacks to these games. I would think that the man is packing for a camping trip or an Arctic expedition. Deep three taken there by Exeter, no good. Shot missed by Rogers. Back the other way come the Bulldogs.
They bring less food on the Arctic because they have to carry it all the way.
True, they have to pack it in and pack it out. Muir dribbles into the paint. The shot from Megan, no good. Mel McCarthy in the paint with a little left-handed floater is good. After picking up the bucket, or picking up the rebound, I should say, Mel's got 6. And now a deep three taken by Exeter. Devlin McDonald the rebound, and Megan Muir back the other way. Finds Wolf down to the corner to Mel. Back to Grace Wolf. Wolf crossover, looks far side. Finds Muir, and Muir finds McCarthy in the paint, who kicks it back out to her older sister. Lana for 3. High off the glass, it's good. Didn't hear her call bank, doesn't matter. She's got 17. The Bulldogs lead 61-18. In the waning seconds of quarter number 3, a floater taken by Lexi Rogers, no good. And we have now played 24 minutes of basketball, and the Bedford Bulldogs lead 61-18. They outscored the Blue Hawks of Exeter 25-8 in the last 8 minutes. For the Bulldogs, leading the way, Lana McCarthy, she's got 17. Kate Allard with 14. Sarah Muir, 9. Mel McCarthy with 6. Devlin McDonald with 4. Ella Allard, 3. And Annie Zink and Lila Stein, or I should say Annie Zink with 4. Missed one there. And Lila Stein with 4 as well for the Bulldogs. On the other side for the Blue Hawks, leading the way, Anna McGinnis, 11. And, or check that, for McGinnis, she has 7 to go along with Jessica Mellick with 7.
McGinnis with 11.
McGinnis with 11. I was right the first time.
Yep.
You sure about that?
Oh, I got 18. All right, you give me such compliments on my.
You're usually right, but I know.
And you're writing with a pencil, I'm writing with a pen.
I know, exactly. My math was wrong. McGinnis and Mellick with 7 apiece, Masek with 2, and Lexi Rogers with 2, and that ties out to 18. What do you know?
There you go.
Melanie Gibson loses the ball for the Bulldogs, sorry.
Oh.
And it's running time now with the Bulldogs up by 43, by the way.
Yep.
Gibson into the front court, looks down low. Devlin McDonald tells Mel McCarthy which way to go with a shake of her head. And Mel finds the bottom of the net. She's got 8. The Bulldogs lead 63-18. Karina Kameneni coming in for the Bulldogs. Shot missed by Exeter. Megan Muir, Grace Wolf, now back far side to Devlin McDonald, back up top. Wolf, Muir had a 3, passed it up, drives into the paint, shot blocked by Pompeo. And now back the other way come the Blue Hawks. Grace Weeds, 3-pointer, no good. And now Grace Wolf dribbling, guarded closely there by Lexi Rogers, breaks the press. And now the Bulldogs control it in the front court. Gibson, McCarthy McDonald for 3, an air ball. And it'll be Exeter ball, 6:44 left here in the ball game. The Bulldogs of Bedford leading at 63-18. Deep 3 taken there, nothing doing for the Blue Hawks. Wolf the rebound, finds Megan Muir, slowing things down a little bit for the Bulldogs. Back far side, Devlin thought about a 3, thought better of it. Now a jumper just outside the elbow, no good. And
little hand in the back there.
Exeter gets the rebound, the old hand in the back trick, the banana in the tailpipe, and the foul called on Gibson. That is her first.
Little Beverly Hills cop reference.
Yes, of course. Is this the man who wrecked the buffet at the Harrow Club this morning? Into the game, Karina Kameneni, the junior guard, shot missed by Exeter, and McGinnis fighting for the rebound, can't come up with it for the Blue Hawks. The clock continues to run, 63-18, the Bulldogs lead. It is a running clock if it's above 35, correct?
That is correct. If you go into the fourth quarter up by 35, it stays as a running clock, even if you bring it below that 35 point.
If it goes above 35 during the quarter?
It will, then it goes to automatic running clock at the same time too.
And does it stay?
It will stay.
Remainder. Okay.
Stays for the remainder.
Thank you. The more you know.
At least in the 26 years of me refereeing, that's the way it's been worked.
There you go. Pass down low to Mel McCarthy. She hits the deck. Then Devlin McDonald hits the deck.
Fast break here.
And a fast break. The bucket made there
by Lexi Rogers.
Lexi Rogers.
Put your name
getting
in the scoring
another one
column.
In the scoring column. She now has 4. And on that made shot, timeout is taken. And the timeout taken by Gibbs, and that, my friend, will stop the clock.
Yes, you can only stop the clock on timeouts and free throws.
Timeouts and free throws. Now you know. I didn't know about the free throws.
Yep.
Why
free
is
throws,
that?
Because it's supposed to be a free throw. You're not supposed to be rushed.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
As a man knows what he's talking about, I will never argue with an official again.
I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
I feel like Bart Simpson writing on a chalkboard. Corey Parker's going to be very relieved by that. I will never argue with an official again. I'll just keep writing it.
There we go.
63-20, the Bulldogs lead. 4:52 remains here in the game. Bedford is led seemingly throughout. They jumped out to a 12-2 lead in the early going. Led 36-8 at the half, 61-18 through 3. And now we're at 63-20 with 3 minutes and 8 seconds gone by in the fourth. Ball inbounded to the junior guard Kameneni, who dribbles with the right hand, looked down low and was trying to find Gibson, but
did the bunny hop.
Gibson wasn't quite there yet. She dragged her toe. Good move if you're an NFL wide receiver. The clock did stop on that one. It should not have stopped.
It should not have stopped on that one, yes.
See, I'm like a broken clock. I'm right at least once a game.
Twice a day, right? Twice a day.
I don't even know about that. Deep 3 taken by Lexi Rogers, an air ball. Fighting for the rebound is Kate Ducharme for Exeter. And now Bedford back the other way. Kameneni taking her time, drawing the ball back out. And the Bulldogs with about 4:15 left in the game. leading by 43. McCarthy dribbling, and I should say Mel McCarthy gets it down to Melanie Gibson down low. Shot missed, knocked out of bounds. It was by Jessica Mellick. And the clock, I was going to say it stopped, and then it started again. We're all trying to get back in form. I was never in form, but uninformed, yes. A foul called there, I believe.
Number 10.
On number 10 for Exeter. That would be Lexi Rogers picking that one up. That is her first. About 3.5 minutes left here in the game. Players coming in and out. Landis and Ella Allard coming in for the Bulldogs. And now a very young Bulldogs team. Kameneni on the curl, gets the bucket to fall, does Karina. She's got 2. Now the Bulldogs lead 65-20. Ball kicked far side, far corner by Exeter. They're not stopping with the defense of the Bulldogs. Now to Rogers, looking down low. Finds Mellick. Mellick, nice pass to Scherf. Shot is missed there, and the ball winds up going out of bounds. It'll be Exeter ball along the far sideline. 2:50 remains here in the game.
We'll call this the future of Bedford basketball.
It is definitely the future of Bedford basketball. A younger Allard, a younger McCarthy. The freshman Landis, sophomore Melanie Gibson, and the junior Karina Kameneni all out on the court. And that one a double dribble. See, I got that one right. Exeter called for that foul, or that infraction, I should say. That's the second time I've been right in this game. Bill Jennings very satisfied with that. Who's keeping tabs, really? Mel McCarthy dribbles into the paint. Nice right-handed layup for Mel. That gives her 10. Wonder if the sister pairs all have side bets over who's going to wind up scoring the most points in a game. In tonight's game, it's going to be the McCarthys by a lot. 27 between them. And now the Bulldogs, with the clock continuing to run, lead by 47, 67-20. Landis dribbling, gets it into the front court to Gibson. Gibson into the paint to Kameneni. Look down low, Landis, try to turn around jumper, couldn't get it to fall. Now back the other way comes Exeter. We'll see what the Blue Hawks can come up with. A deep 3, air ball, no good. Ella Allard with the rebound. Tried to get it to Mel McCarthy up the near sideline, couldn't. And great hustle play there by Karina, knocking the ball away with 1:10 left here in the game. Bulldogs of Bedford on top, 67-20. We're at the point in the game where it is a running clock now. If you're up 35 after 3, it will either go to or stay at a running clock. And that Exeter shot, no good. 50 seconds left here in the game. Shot is missed, and then driving the lane is an Exeter player that we didn't have on our roster before the game. She is fouled, will go to the line, or check that, will not go to the line. That'll be Riley Marchand to inbound the ball. Next broadcast, Goffstown doubleheader. The girls at 6:30 on Friday the 19th, and then the boys to follow at 8 p.m. our doubleheader. So if you are not going to be in the gym, which we would highly recommend, like what else are you going to do? It's a Friday night. It's winter in New Hampshire. Come watch some basketball. Isn't that why the game got invented anyway?
That's right.
Back in 1891 by the former Kansas Jayhawk coach James Naismith.
There we go.
Yep. 67-20 for the Bulldogs. Somebody has lost their Mercedes key.
The fob.
I mean, I might recommend, Bill, nobody's listening right now anyway. Walk down, you can grab the key fob and just walk around outside and you'll be able to figure out pretty quickly whose car it is.
That's correct.
And if nobody claims it, it's yours. I mean,
I was at the police chief's pinning this morning. I don't want to be going in there and saying, by the way, I just got arrested for stealing a Mercedes, you know?
Nobody claimed it.
Yeah, well.
Maybe it was a gift. because of the service that you've done for the town of Bedford.
Yeah, there we go.
Left-handed spinning shot made by Mary Claire Larkin. She's got a bucket. 67-22 Bulldogs. Ella Allard, ball fake, looking down low. Now to Karina. Looks to Mel. Mel finds Landys up on the near side to Mel Gibson down low. Couldn't find anything in the paint and winds up spinning around, kicking it back to Landys up top. Tries to drive, loses the ball, and now Exeter secures the loose ball. We'll see what the Blue Hawks do. Do they knock in a basket before the game ends? A deep three taken and missed by the Blue Hawks, and that will do it for us. Our final 67-22, of course, with running clock in the fourth quarter. Not a whole lot of scoring. The Bulldogs outscored the Blue Hawks 6-4 in the fourth. For the Bulldogs, we'll have some final score totals for you in a second. For the Bulldogs, leading the way, Lana McCarthy with 17, Kate Allard 14, Mel McCarthy 10, Sarah Muir 9, 4 for Annie Zink, Lila Stein, and Devlin McDonald, and then 3 for Ella Allard and Karina Camineni. On the other side for the Exeter Blue Hawks, Lexi Rogers chipped in 4, Anna McGinnis and Jessica Melick with 7 apiece. 4 for Marley Masek and 2 for Mary Claire Larkin, giving the Exeter Blue Hawks 22 on the ball game. So Bill Carter, before we bid this game farewell with the Bulldogs 67-22 winners, any thoughts?
Some more work needs to be done. You're going to get ready for those big games. This is a good game to get some of those out of your system, but there was still some kinks in the armor, and I think Bedford needs to work on that if they're going to be keeping this undefeated season going.
Absolutely, some opportunities, and if you're an opposing coach watching film of the Bulldogs, well, you might think that if you force them to hurry a little bit, that would be to your advantage. So for the Bulldogs, yes, it was a 45-point win, 67-22, but you know Coach Gibbs just as I do. He'll always find something to work on, and there's plenty to work on coming out of tonight's game.
Or maybe this was a little distraction, so if people saw something, maybe they think they feel more confident.
It's like the rodeo clown over there in the corner.
There you go.
Our deepest thanks go to Andrew Fenn for manning the camera, Harry Kozlowski for his great work getting the game on WBNH, Bill Jennings, our sound engineer, and my broadcast partner, Bill Carter. I'm Lauren Fox. Again, your final score, Bedford 67 and Exeter 22. You've been watching and listening to Bedford Bulldogs girls basketball on BCTV and WBNH, as well as the Exeter Blue Hawk Network. Have a great night, everybody.